Here's how to deploy N8N with Coolify. Step 1, we're going to deploy a server with Coolify. Now there is a lot of different services that let you do this. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Vultr. That being said, Hostinger and a bunch of other services have pre-made deploys already ready to go. This tutorial will be the same for all of them. Sweet, so we're going to go to a shared CPU. Going to pick our server location. For me, this doesn't really matter. And we're going to go Marketplace Apps, and we're going to click on Coolify and make sure all of our settings are good to go. Auto backups, looks pretty good. Let's click Deploy Now. So here it asks you to choose between localhost and remote server. I am going to show you how to do both in this tutorial, but first we're going to start with localhost. Now, if you are deploying N8N in a production environment, it would be advised to use remote server. That way N8N can use the entire server's resources. If you use localhost, Coolify will use some memory and RAM to keep Coolify running alongside whatever services you use, in this case N8N, which can eat some resources. That being said, localhost is great for people just testing and trying to get things to work. So let's choose that one first, and then I'll show remote server later. Alright, now that our server has been deployed, go ahead and copy the IP address right here. We'll go IP address /8000. That's the port Coolify is deployed on. Okay, then we'll create a name, an email. We'll create a password. Let's click register. I'm just going to use a random password. You guys can steal it. Totally fine. Let's click register. Apparently that password is not good enough. Let's add a symbol to it. There we go. Now let's click get started. So let's click on localhost and let's create a new project. And disable all the pop-ups because they're annoying, quite frankly. Now let's add a new resource. Let's go N8N. And we're going to go N8N with PostgreSQL. Now the reason why is because N8N by itself runs okay, but it uses SQLite by default, and that database is not very good, especially at scale. It has a lot of issues, whereas Postgres does not. So we're going to deploy it with PostgreSQL. Beautiful, and we see a configuration here. Let's just go ahead and click deploy straight from the beginning. All right, now that we're deployed, let's go ahead and click on the settings under N8N right here, and let's add a domain. So let's delete that domain there, and I'm gonna put test.horizon.dev. Beautiful, and let's click save on that. Now, in order for this to work, we need to point the A address to this IP right here. So let's copy this IP. Let's go back over here. Let's go to configure our DNS settings. For this, I'm using Cloudflare. Let's add a new record, an A record at test for this IP address. And we want it to be proxy. Let's click save. Okay, now that we changed everything, let's click restart on the service. Beautiful, and now that it's done restarting, we can go and check the link. Now I'm going to show you guys how to use Coolify to deploy on an external server. Now the process is essentially the same. The only difference here being is we first have to connect the server before we deploy. So here I just deployed a Ubuntu server using Vultr. Now first we're going to have to SSH into this server and generate the public and private keys. Then we have to use those keys to log into the server with Coolify. After that, we can deploy as normal. If you're learning N8N and would like a little bit of help, I'm hosting a free community to help you guys out. There we have challenges to earn some real cash money. I also answer any question that gets posted in the group. So if that's something you're interested in, please check out the link down below. So go ahead and open your command prompt. Just type in CMD in the search bar and type SSH space root at. And then let's copy this IP address here, and we're going to right click, hit enter, type yes, and we're going to grab this password, going to right click again, hit enter, and we're in the server. Next, we have to generate our private keys. So in order to do that, I have a quick command that I will leave in my blog down below. Just copy that, put that in there, keep it empty, and it generated some random keys. Beautiful. Now we have to open a new command prompt, so type in CMD again, and I have another command you're going to copy paste. Now here in this command, you're going to have to change the server IP right here. So we're going to grab the server IP, and it's going to ask for a password. Now we have to download the key onto our computer in order to upload it to Coolify, and we're going to copy and paste one more command. Now in this command, your server IP needs to go here and the directory you want it to download to needs to go here. Ideally, you just need to change this, but that being said, it's up to you. So I put the IP address, let's go. It's going to ask for a password. We're going to copy that password, jump back over. Remember, again, guys, right click and then enter. And let's check our downloads folder and we can see that we have our private key. Now that we have our private key, we have to tell the server to accept the key. So we're going to jump back over to the first command prompt. You can actually close this one. You don't need it anymore. And I have another thing to copy over. You got to copy it over one by one. So first we're going to move it to the authorized keys folder. Then we're going to give it permissions. We're going to give folder permissions. And we're going to do a little bit of cleanup. Now we can connect it to Coolify. So let's jump over to Coolify. Let's go over to our keys and tokens. Let's add a new private key. We'll give it a name. And we'll go over to our downloads folder and we'll open this in Notepad. We'll select it all, we'll copy it, paste it in there, and click continue. Beautiful. Now let's go over to servers. Let's add a new server, give it a name. Let's grab the IP address here. Port 22 looks good, root looks good, and private key we're going to do test key, and do not use it as a build server. So just leave it as it is and click continue. And then click validate server and install Docker. Now this will take a minute to run. Beautiful. Now that the server is up and everything's installed, let's go over to projects. Create a new project if you want to. If not, use one of the existing projects. Click add a new resource. We'll type in N8N, do N8N with PostgreSQL, and we're going to select our test server. Now from here on out, everything else is going to be exactly the same as the previous tutorial. The only difference is we're going to change the IP address. So to prove that it works, I'm going to click deploy. Beautiful, so it looks like it's done. So now, just to prove that it works, let's grab this URL right here, which has the same IP address as the server. You can see it right here. It's the same IP address. And we'll go over here, click enter. And we can see it is working, but it's asking for an SSL, which I showed you how to do earlier in the tutorial. All you have to do is connect Cloudflare, change the domain name, and it'll automatically install SSL for you, and the N8N will work just fine. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like some more help with N8N, I am hosting a free community to help you guys out. There we have challenges to earn some real cash money. I also answer any question that gets posted in the group. So if that's something you're interested in, please check out the link down below, and you guys have a wonderful day.